Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Just a chill, random chess stream. Really, not really focused on production right now. Just kind of allowing myself to kind of be in the moment. More focused on, I don't know, possibly my voice. Like the radio. Listen to some music on Saturday morning. How are you? I'm your host, Rebecca, and we're going to be doing some chess puzzles. Prompt of the day is, what is your favorite morning beverage? Mine is coffee. I've already had mine. Hot black coffee specifically. We got some nice video game remixes playing. I'm just getting my environment set up for the day. Not really focused too much on being entertaining. I would feel that I am probably entertaining enough as I am. And focus more on just listening to music, having a good time, solving some chess puzzles. Hope you have a good time with me. Hope you enjoy the vibes. Hope you enjoy the music. And have a good coffee or tea, or if you're just drinking cucumber water, you know who you are. maybe a little bit of lemon and hot water. Whatever you're drinking, let me know in the chat. And try to solve the chess puzzles along with me. Or do whatever. Make sure to, maybe you have my stream on in the background while you're doing your chores or doing your homework if you're at college or whatever. You're doing the college thing, good on you. Keep going, don't listen to me. In fact, turn off my stream right now and go hang out with like another student and like make friends. What are you doing on Twitch? But no, most likely you're probably just in a situation where that's not possible, and you're always welcome here. I'm right there with you. Just enjoy your Saturday morning. Enjoy the music, enjoy the vibes, or do whatever you want. I don't care. Yeah, not really sure what to think about this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Some things are like... I think too much about things. I overthink everything. Like, I'm overthinking like every single thing that's happening in my life right now, because it's like I feel like I've just somehow like I feel like I'm stuck, and I can't seem to, you know, get it through my head that I'm not stuck, that my actions are like the opposite of somebody who's stuck, that like everything that's been going on about me for like the past like many years now is like I kind of like, I'm looking back and I'm realizing like it's like my mind is like just now catching up with like all the amazing things I've been doing in my life. And it's like, yeah, there's going to be people who think the opposite. There's people who just want me to fail, and I need to stop, like, you know, caring about those people. People are going to be critical of every single thing I do. It's never going to be enough for them. I don't want to, you know, name names, but it's just very specific people in my life that I'm trying to overcome. And I feel like the further away from those people I get, the better my life becomes. And it's been proven again and again and again, like over and over. Like I know that I am capable of like way more than I've been achieving. I've achieved quite a lot too. Like I got all my medical care, like taken care of. If some people, it's like, hey, like that's actually like, what more can you ask of from life, you know? If you don't have your health, people say like, if you don't have your health, what do you have, you know? So like, if I have health, then the only thing that's missing are just like, you know, the other things, you know, like being able to earn a certain amount of money. I think that's like the next main chapter of my life. I think figuring out how to level up my money, like my income, because SSI is not cutting it. And California housing is so expensive. But if I leave California, I lose all sorts of things I don't want to talk about. I don't want to make it political. I like the whole thing is just like, I am where I need to be right now, but it really is just not where I don't have all the best opportunities right now. And I'm trying to look for those, and I'm a little scared about that. But other than that, like, I'm doing pretty damn well. We're all like have ghosts that we got to clear out of our mansion. That's relatable, right? Wait a minute. Am I one of those people that normal people can't relate to anymore? Did I just like somehow make that happen without making a ton of money? Am I like the first person to ever do that without being wealthy? Huh. Makes you think. Not really. What am I gonna do from here? Like with the knight? Like, I could sack the queen. Rook takes. I can't like check with the other knight or something. It's not like an Anastasia's mate or something. You don't want to just trade off, because then you just lose a rook for a knight and a pawn. Remember there was a time where I thought this was Front Mission 3, but it's actually Luigi's Mansion? That makes you think. Not really. Well, I could check by sacrificing the queen for a rook. Rook takes. There's no follow-up, right? I mean... Well, I can attack the bishop, but it's like... Okay, how about I attack the bishop now? If rook takes... I don't have anything else going on. Maybe it's not an attack on the king. Maybe look at the queen. No, obviously, check. And just drive the... Probably here to protect the pawn. Yeah, you don't want that. That just allows way too much. Especially once, like... Bam. Like, checkmate threats. Out the wazoo. You don't want that, so you're not going to play a passive move like that. No, no, no. But... the most aggressive move... It doesn't look like I have anything. Does, like... Or should I just attack? No, because the bishop. It's like too bad I don't have sugary cereals. When I was a kid, I just ate like sugary cereals on Saturday mornings and watched Saturday morning cartoons, waiting for X-Men. Everyone knows that jingle if they were raised in the 90s. I'm old now, apparently, but like old is actually young because apparently the Gen Z is going the opposite direction. They want to look older because they had life thrust upon them and they grew up too fast, just like me. But I was like a millennial, and so I didn't, most millennials didn't grow up until they were like, in their 20s. And they finally like went to college after like 10 years or something. Because millennials are just like kind of like, a lot of us like we're just kind of left behind and they just forgot about us. And then they like everyone's focused on like Gen Z and they're focused on the wrong things, but Gen Z is like the most like productive, like active, like, but also it's a double-edged sword because they get all their information from TikTok. They don't like know how to open up a book and like do research, like like you don't just read an article, you read like who wrote the article and where did that what like citations did that researcher use, like what library did they use, did they go to did they reference an essay by like a prominent figure of the 1800s or did they like reference like a YouTube video that was like a cartoon? I mean, both are valid citations. I'm just saying, like, you got to find what like the sources. And also, if they used a video, well, who made the video? What's their agenda? And like, what citations do they have? Like, what reference do they have? Sometimes the references are like a lot more nebulous. So it's like, it's just a general like pop culture reference that's like xenomorphs. Like, you can just show like an alien, like a xenomorph, like Sigourney Weaver alien. Hey, what's up, Ryu? Yeah. Hi. Yeah, we're just chilling. I already had my coffee. What's your favorite beverage is the prompt of the day. What's your favorite morning beverage? Mine is hot black coffee. So that's my prompt for the day. You don't have to answer, but it's just something to get the ball rolling. How you doing, my friend? How are you, Ryu? Ryu, Ken. Shoryuken. Show your Ryu, Ken. What is a Ryu? A peepee? What? Coffee. Yes, I love coffee. And Diet Coke in the morning? Wait, no, you put Diet Coke in the coffee? Do you microwave it? Good. Street Fighter? Oh, do you remember Street Fighter, the anime? It was called Street Fighter 2. Like the anime. No, it was like Street Fighter 2 versus 2. No, it wasn't Final Fantasy 13 versus 13 versus 13 versus 13 versus 13 versus... How many spin-offs did they make? How much money did they try to milk from Final Fantasy 13? And like not really pan out, I guess, the way they intended. And they intended to have this big, giant, like 6-part reboot of Xenogears with Xenosaga as a prequel series. They were trying to make a Star Wars out of it. I'm like, dude, why didn't you just like make the same exact game? Everybody who loved Xenogears, Street Fighter Alpha, there was a movie, and then remember all the the anime music, the AMVs on YouTube, like early YouTube, like 2004, 2005 or whatever. Early YouTube. Well, this is before YouTube, when people would like watch videos from like certain services that like we probably, you know, we were too young to understand what was going on. But moving on, early YouTube, there would be like AMVs. You can watch them now. There would be like Final Fantasy VIII. Like it would show like the dance scene of like Renoa and Squall. Well, Squall and Renoa. Oh my God, Squall and Renoa. Oh no, Cory and Topanga. Cory and Topanga. You're definitely a 90s kid if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you just take? What the? I need to look at that. What is going on here? Threatened but I need to go back to that one. What the hell? Like, why not? Let's. Okay. Ugh. Let's look in the analysis. So let's turn off the engine. What if you just get out of check? I don't see anything here. Am I just dumb? Like if you take, Rick takes. Like what? Hello? You'll top later? Oh. You'll stop by. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, why not here? Is it just because? Well, I guess I just threaten the rook. And then there's the reveal check. And checkmate. Okay. I guess. Let's look what the engine has to say about it. If you go here, what's the exact moves? Knight takes h7. Yeah, exactly. So knight takes h7. After king g8, you just win a rook. And I guess it likes bishop d6 now, but just rook takes the f8 is the obvious choice. And then I guess you're just gonna like queen takes g6 check, like you're just gonna really clean up. Okay, and then I guess you're just gonna prepare to push the pawn, most likely, somehow. But you need a guard here, so that bishop is, I don't know, there's lots of things. Doesn't really matter. Okay, here's the next one. We solved 25 so far. Oop. We missed one on a, like, because I blundered on accident. I mouse clicked. I mean, I misclicked. It was like a stupid. I clicked too fast. Yeah, because then if you take the bishop, I get the rook. Oh. Just like let it happen. Okay. Well, if the queen weren't here, so I trade queens, and then I get a fork. Here we go. I have a reveal check. But where to put the... Maybe double check. The king has to move. Oh no, king can't move there. Because the knight. Okay, reveal double check. King has to move. King can't move. Well, if I just sacrifice a rook really quick. No. Well, no, it's not a sacrifice because of the pin. Obviously. So I just win a bishop. Is there any, but what's white? What's black planning? That doesn't really work because the knight, the pawn, and the rook, and the king. Knight, the pawn, and the rook, and the king. Knight, pawn, and the rook, and the king. Knight, pawn, and the rook, and the king. Oh my goodness gracious. I need to have breakfast soon. I need to make some oatmeal. I'll be right back. Yeah, and I'll probably make some more coffee, make some oatmeal with peanut butter and collagen powder. My go-to breakfast. I don't have any stevia right now. That's okay, it's not a big deal. I don't need it to be sweet. But stevia is good for you. It's actually been researched. And it's shown to improve basically because of the there's something that helps And not with like an auxiliary thing like reducing cravings or anything like that. No, it's like something nebulous like that. No, it's not like that. It's like it actually like does something that increases your insulin sensitivity. It's similar to like, I guess like cinnamon does that, onions do that, garlic does that. Like there's and like hot peppers, like red pepper, like red pepper flakes are good enough. But like opening up the vessels in your body makes the insulin work better. Not all the time, obviously. If you have like type 2 diabetes, then maybe not, but like at least with type 1, it kind of opens up and it makes the insulin work kind of better, which can be dangerous sometimes, but if you're not careful, because you might run low blood sugar a lot and you can have a stroke or a heart attack. So it's like you always have to like pay attention to stuff like that. But it's actually like not that hard, honestly. Like I've been living with diabetes for quite a while and I overcame it in order to get all my surgeries. So it's like I know what I'm doing when it comes to taking care of type 1 diabetes. I don't know about type 2. Sorry if I can't. I'm not, you should probably talk to your nutritionalist. You should probably talk to your doctor about what your proper like nutrition. It's not really about dieting. It's about nutrition and balance. Like basically you should always have like ideally lean meat like turkey, like ground turkey or like chicken, or like so white meat, but you can eat dark meat of the white meat. I like dark meat, like the thighs and like the wings and the legs. But ground turkey's good enough. And just have like, because it's lean, you could still use butter. Like it's not about fat. It's not about that. Stop thinking about fat. Start thinking about carbs. Carbs are what makes you fat. Like when we think of like cellulite and all that stuff, that's from carbs. Like eating lots of like bread, eating lots of like sugar, all the stuff that like converts to like all that cellulite and stuff. I don't know the exact science on that, but you don't want to eat too many carbs, and the carbs you do want, it doesn't mean you eliminate carbs. Stop thinking like one of those diet books, start thinking that you need a well-balanced nutritional basically you need a super green vegetable. Like either pick one of these three. It's like a starter Pokemon. Pick one of these three: broccoli, spinach, or kale. Mine is kale. It's like starting with Bulbasaur. Okay. Broccoli is like also really good, but like I just prefer kale because it's the easiest to prepare. It's also like really healthy. Like there are like minor differences between the three different super greens, but if you're eating any of those, you're better than like 95% of the planet. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like, and from there, you basically just like, you want to have all proteins. Collagen powder, while it's not vegan, if it's made by animals, so it's like fish, is the one, unless you have a fish allergy, it's tasteless. It's just a powder. It has all the, every single, I think it's like 18 amino acids, which is like every amino acid or whatever. I have to research it again really quick. Marine collagen powder. And what are all the essential amino acids? What are the total amino acids? Yeah, so amino acid profile, so it has 18 amino acids per serving. Glycine, proline, hydroxyproline, collagen structure. So collagen is what's needed for your bones, your skin, your nails, and your hair. Okay, so if you're not eating a full protein profile, you're gonna lose your hair. I'm being like a little slippery slope there, but you know what I'm talking about, right? If you care about your skin and your hair, you want to be taking collagen powder. but you don't need it. You can just eat fish, or you can eat like chicken or protein of some sort, and like beans and rice if you're vegetarian, or buckwheat if you're vegetarian. Marine collagen is not a complete protein source. Does it low enormously? What? Oh, it doesn't have tryptophan. Okay, so you need to eat the turkey for that. So it doesn't have the tryptophan, which means it doesn't make you tired. Maybe there's a reason why they don't contain it. Okay, so you do need tryptophan, but you can get that from turkey. So there are 20 standard amino acids. Arginine, aspartic acid, cysteine, glutamic acid, glutamine, glycine, histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, proline, serine, threonine, tryptophan, tyrosine, and valine. Conditionally essential means the body usually makes enough, except during stress, illness, or rapid growth. So if you're like, if you need extra proteins of like the conditional ones while you're going through puberty, that probably includes second puberty, but we'd have to research that. So if you're a trans person, you should probably eat extra protein while you're like growing your breasts and stuff. And just go out on walks every day. Like you want to go out on a walk every day. Like even like just 15 minutes. It's actually like more than enough. People like say, I don't have time to exercise. You have time to walk for 15 minutes. And you don't even have to do it all at once. I mean, but you should. You should also walk for 45 minutes instead of 15 minutes. But like, and also if you're gonna watch for 45 minutes, you may as well walk for an hour, right? But an hour in a day, like maybe 6 days a week, and then 1 day a week, you just walk for 15 minutes. Like that's ideal, because you need a rest day, but even a rest day, you still do something. Yeah, so it has 8 of the 9 essential, so it just doesn't have tryptophan, which is, I think, almost like a good thing, because that means that you're not going to get tired from it. Because remember, you eat turkey, like on Thanksgiving, and when you eat turkey, it makes you like really sleepy. You know, but that's where the ground turkey comes in. If you have ground turkey for like lunch, with an onion, with garlic, with black pepper, with red pepper, with you can put butter in it, unsalted butter, if you have like problems with salt. I mean, some salt's okay, like, so, you know, like, you know, you might be like low in salt, but you know, don't go crazy with salt, or the butter. Like, not too much butter, but like go wild. It's fine. Don't worry about fat. Stop thinking about fat. Fat is good. You know, but you got to be exercising, or it's just going to kind of sit around and make you like really depressed, because you just have all this energy, but you don't know how to use it. Your body needs to use it, and so you need to go like lubricate all the oils in your body. Like exercising, it gets everything all nice and lubricated, like, because like everything starts to, like, if you want to think of it this way, even though it's probably not accurate, it's like you're melting the fat instead of just like, you know, like instead of keeping it all like congealed. It's obviously not like that, but it kind of is. I don't know. Maybe. Don't ask me. I'm not a scientist. How long does it take to see results? Increased hydration and smoother texture can be noticed. After 4 weeks, so after a month of daily, so it's like it's long-term results. You should stop thinking in short-term results. Stop thinking about diets. Stop thinking about like all that bullshit. Start thinking about long-term things that you can continue to do for the rest of your life. Like, everybody can find 10 minutes to go for a walk. Like, walk up the stairs once or twice, because you have to go back down. Maybe. Take the elevator next time. Like, even if you're just taking the elevator down, but you take the stairs up. Or take the stairs both times. And then maybe you're going to take the stairs multiple times throughout the day, because you're like, hey, I want to just go to the store. You don't have to drive to the store. You can walk to the store. But like, you obviously, you know, you make up for it if you do drive. You like do something else. You could even just walk in place. A lot of the times I just get up and I just do like stuff in here in this like tight living quarters. Just walk left and right. And if you want to do like somewhat of like a jumping jack, if you don't have like enough room to do jumping jacks, just like you don't even have to jump. And people will laugh at this. They'll say that's not working out. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. And especially if you have like, you know, maybe you have you don't want to damage your joints from the impact of jumping. Maybe you're older. Like, I'm not like super old, but like, you know, I want to look good when I get older. I'm 37. I'm still young. People think I'm in my 20s apparently. I must be doing something right. So you can just like left and right, you know, just get your body moving. Maybe you can just like, or just like walk in place for like 1 minute or like a couple minutes. You could do it while you're doing chess puzzles or whatever. And it kind of like makes you look stupid, but you're doing something to move your body. And you're like, your blood gets pumping and your body does better for it. Yeah, so there's like all sorts of things you can do like in like tight spaces. You could do squats. Like, they're kind of, I kind of like, it strengthens the muscles around your knees to protect your knees. Yeah, and it's also good if you're a stripper. So it's a win-win situation for me. Consistency is crucial. This is about anything, not the supplementation. It's called supplement for a reason. So supplement means like in addition to, right? You don't replace a healthy diet, a balanced, healthy, nutritional diet with supplements. You don't replace regular, sustainable, strengthening exercises and cardiovascular building exercises with supplements. Supplements are on a, if you're already doing that and you want to get a little bit more out of it to maximize your results. You're basically min-maxing. You don't do min-maxing if you don't even know the mechanics. Like if we're going to talk about like World of Warcraft, you shouldn't be worried about min-maxing when you don't even have the best gear yet. But like, let's say you have the best gear. Now you need to start thinking about like, okay, like, do I swap gear when I use this ability? Do I, like, you don't do that first. You do that after you've already like figured out a lot of the mechanics. You know, like there's better things you could be doing with your time than like doing like certain things to maximize when you haven't even gotten to the bare minimum to even allow that maximized, because but you just got to get started. So start with like 5 minutes of just like, if you can just like stand here and like just walk left and right for 5 minutes a day, like then you've already started your journey, and you don't need to like worry about like certain things. Like people worry way too much. Like people worry way too much about like their what they're doing for like a workout. Like what is the minimum starting point that a person who is not physically active and eats lots of really bad junk food, that this person can then build a foundation of daily exercise gradually over the next 9 to 24 months. It's a long range, okay? Think long term. That even if this person went back to the starting point, no matter what, this person will be able to commit to that minimal amount of exercises. List the exercises and a detailed explanation of why this exercise should be the starting point over something that's more popular or recommended for healthy in self-help culture. Yeah, like it's a weird prompt, but I should be getting a good answer. I'm using a pro search on Perplexity. Beginning analysis. These users asking for okay. Fairly light intensity. See, it's like doing the thing. It's going through all the questions it needs to ask based on my prompt. I think I'm pretty good at making AI prompts. For at least for Perplexity. Foundational exercise plan for sedentary individuals. For someone transitioning should be your like lifestyle, because it's not even about a choice. It's like it's just reality, right? Life is about change. So like for someone transitioning from a sedentary lifestyle and poor dietary habits, the minimum sustainable starting point focuses on psychological sustainability and physical accessibility. Below is a science-backed approach prioritizing habit formation over intensity or complexity. Core exercise, daily walking. Starting routine, 5-minute walks, 1 to 2 times daily, morning and evening. Intensity, fairly light effort. Borg scale, what the fuck is a Borg scale? Where conversation is possible. Okay, well, we'll look into Borg scale later. Okay. It must be like the love, like if you can have a conversation while you're walking. Like if you can, and that scales, like it scales with you. So like the stronger you get over time, the more you're going to be able to hold like a conversation without getting out of breath. Like you can tell somebody's out of shape if they're like trying to walk and they're like, okay, well, like if they can't even talk, like there's something they need to lower the intensity. You're not supposed to like all pain and no gain, like no, or like no pain no gain, like that whole thing is bullshit. Stop that. Stop it with the no pain no gain bullshit. Like just do the something that you can actually do. Like don't like you know, you need to humble yourself. Like don't try to be like some big like alpha. You know, like you don't need to be lifting like 300 pounds like when you're not even able to like walk up a stairs without running out of breath. Like start there. And don't start with the stairs, start with like just walking in place instead of like while you're watching TV or something. Like do it like integrate it into your lifestyle. Don't try to radically change your lifestyle. Take the lifestyle that you already have, that you quote unquote say it already works, but clearly you want to change it if you want to get more exercise and stuff. So like it's not about changing your life or getting rid of your old life and replacing it with this new healthy life, quote unquote. No, it's about like having like this overall like life that you have, and you're like, well, there must be something going on that's right, because it's a life that I've made. It must be like somewhat correct. But like what little tweaks can I make to like make my life like to be a healthy person? Well, how about when I watch a YouTube video when I'm having my coffee, how about I watch it standing and I walk in place or walk left to right or something like that? Like I could be physically active during something that I already do, but instead of sitting down in the chair, I just get up and stand. and just like, you know, move around while I'm watching it. And that's like 5 minutes of walking basically. Or just walk for 5 minutes, like go to the, go outside and check the mail, or go outside and get the newspaper, or just go outside for no reason, because you don't need a reason to go outside. You don't need a reason. You don't need to justify why you're going somewhere. I know everyone's like, we got to be productive. I have to leave at 8 in the morning, and during traffic, I drink my coffee and listen to the email, and I listen to a TTS version of all the emails from my boss. When I get to work, I'm already taking out all the orders for lunch, and like you have like everything is like all like regimented and organized, but like you always have to be doing something while you're doing something else, and it's like, stop. Like, no, not everything needs to, I mean, if you want to think of it as being productive, the fact that you're getting up and moving your body is already enough of a reason to get up and walk around. You don't need to like also be like checking an email, but if you need to start there, then start there. You don't have to be checking your email while you're eating your cereal, which you shouldn't be eating cereal. First of all, you shouldn't be having milk in the morning. If you're gonna have any dairy, it should be like a yogurt. But like dairy is going to like cause you to like become groggy. You're gonna want like fresh fruit, like yogurt, and maybe like oats or something, like a very like low glycemic index carbohydrate, like a grain, like a whole grain if possible. Something like buckwheat is like a full protein as well. I put collagen powder and peanut butter into my oatmeal, and cinnamon if I have it, and stevia if I have it. Anyway, so like you should be able to have a conversation and then add 1 to 2 minutes weekly, and you don't have to do this. Ideally, you should reach 10 to 15 minutes a session. But even if you keep it at 5 minutes for an entire month, you're already winning. The goal isn't to make it as increased as much as possible. The goal is to sustain it as long as possible. You don't want to quit. Anybody can find 5 minutes to exercise, anybody, and I don't care who you are. And obviously people are going to have different abled bodies. Your version of exercise is going to be different depending on your specific medical needs. Okay, talk to your doctor about whatever problems you might have, like joint issues, like maybe you can do aquatic exercise, which is a little harder, but requires, you know, a pool or some kind of aquatic environment. But, you know, there's also chair yoga. You know, you could do stuff like that. Like you can find something with your physical therapist. If you have a medical condition, most likely you've talked to your doctor already about what exercise you can do. So like you should listen to your doctor. It's really that easy. If you do everything your doctor tells you, you are going to be perfect. Trust me. It's how I got through all my surgeries, is I did everything my doctor told me and more. Like I like took care of my health like way more than anybody asked me to. I had to do my research. This is how I know how to use Perplexity so well. How do you think I got my surgery to happen? I researched how to take care of my body. AI is really good at stuff that's been well documented. If it's not been well documented, AI is not quite there, I don't think yet. Unless you're like a government entity and you have access to like a supercomputer of some sort. Anyway, why walking over popular alternatives? So neuropsychological accessibility requires zero skill or equipment or planning. Because anybody can just like stand and like do some like, you know, minimized jumping jacks or a full range of motion in a very tight enclosed space. Okay, anybody can do this for like 15 minutes. You feel like an idiot, but you know, or you could just dance. You know, just start dancing. But like that's like that requires like skill and planning, and also there's like other things, like maybe you feel stupid doing it, but like, you know, if you just do it, like you won't feel so stupid and you'll get results. And everybody who thinks that you look like an idiot, well, they're the ones eating potato chips and watching Netflix for 8 hours a day, and you're out like walking around, taking care of stuff, like going hiking, meeting people, getting laid. You can't get laid if you don't work out. It's a physical activity. You can't. You won't have a sex drive. Hold my beer. So somebody who like really like, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Triggers dopamine release through rhythmic movement, reinforcing habit formation without the mental burden of complex workout. So if you're a beginner to general like workout, like working out, like going to the gym, you're not going to be able to do these advanced positions like rowing techniques and like, you know, like, oh, you know, you need to do like a reverse, a reverse, what are they called? A reverse lunge, a reverse half lunge, which is actually like really good. It's actually like really good. There's like a reverse half lunge or something where you have to like bend your knee, but it gives you like way more strengthening exercises on the muscles surrounding your knees or something like that. I don't think I'm doing it right. It's basically just like crouching in place like it's Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, so like there's a lot of stuff you can do in like a small space that doesn't require like a lot, but at the same time those require like, you need to know what you're doing, which usually requires a coach of some sort. Even if all you do is, you know, like you have like your doctor, your physical therapist, like show you how to do it. That's a coach. You don't need like some like gym bro coach. You don't need to join a gym. If that helps you, then do it. But like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to live the quote unquote gym lifestyle. He's dead, Jim. Physiological safety net. So low impact is less than or equal to 1.5 times body weight force versus 2 to 3 times. So when you're running, you're putting a lot of force on all the joints in your body, and you're like impacting your body more, which is why running is so powerful, but why you can't run every day. They say like maybe you can run like 2 to 3 days a week. At most. You should not be running every day. You should be walking every day and running like 2 or 3. You replace walking with like 2 to 3 days of running. Reducing injury risk, because you'll get deconditioned joints and muscles. So you need the muscles to strengthen, and the joints can only take so much damage at a time. Even if you're like the strongest person on the planet, at some point your muscles are not going to support your joints. It's like you just keep moving it's like it's gonna eventually like damage itself. You have to let it rest. It has nothing to do with how strong you are. Your joints have like a finite amount of like times they can be used before they need to sit for a while, and then, you know, then they will repair itself and it'll be good to go again. But if you do that over time and damage it, it's going to not repair it. It's going to get worse and worse as you get older. And it's just a reality until like medical science like figures out a way to just completely solve that. But you can't rely on that. You have to like rely on what you know. And like what we know is that you should not injure your joints. And your muscles can also be damaged. But if you have if over time, this is why you do less over time and you gradually increase it, because what happens is you need to get the ball rolling, and you need to do something so easy that you could do it even if you failed everything and you had to start back from zero. At least at the very much you're not at zero again, because you can maintain that lowest amount. And it's like if you want to make a math equation, you should file this under a function of like, this is the lowest amount of physical activity I can do that regardless I will always be able to do for the rest of my life. You know, barring some like, you know, crazy injury or something, then you have to reassess things. But you know, I can't really speak for that. Maintains baseline mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are the powerhouse of the cell, and what they you probably heard that before. Mitochondria are responsible for delivering, it's like a power plant. It delivers all the energy to every single functioning part of your body, every cell in your body. So if diet remains poor, even if you don't change your diet, at least you're walking. So obviously the easiest thing you can do is change your diet because but it's also the hardest thing to do because a lot of people have developed like their taste buds, they're psychologically addicted. They can't stop eating sugar. They can't stop eating like salty snacks, processed food. That's really hard for some people. Some people need like Ozempic or whatever, but you talk to your doctor about that. But if you make it as objective as possible, like it's a video game, hey, if I replace potato chips with broccoli, my life will get better. And you know it to be true because your body is going to function better. You're going to feel better. Maybe you don't have to get rid of the potato chips. Maybe you eat the potato chips and broccoli. Now you get to eat two things. At least start somewhere, right? Like, you just add the broccoli, and all you have to do is just shove it down your throat somehow and digest it. You might even have to, like, put it in, like, a digestion bag and, like, inject it into you with the help of a doctor because you can't stomach it. And they have to, like, give you gag-reducing drugs. You have to talk to a doctor about all those sorts of things. But like, you know, but like I'm sure there's ways to make sure that you eat. Anyway, diet is like the easiest thing you can do because all you have to do is replace the junk food with healthy food. But that's like the hardest thing for so many people to do psychologically, and I can't really help with that. So good luck. Behavioral stickiness. Short sessions. I guess I can really help with that because I used to eat. I still kind of eat junk food, but it's only sparingly, which is like what was always recommended. Is you're not supposed to be eating potato chips every day. It's not a part of your diet. Potato chips are a snack. It's like it's a treat. You're supposed to have it like, hey, like I'm hanging out with my friends and it's been like a long time. It's been years since we've seen each other, or maybe only like a week. or like a couple weeks or a couple months, and you're like, hey, like I'm gonna have some potato chips because we're at like a party, and like it's like a social gathering. So it's not only you're also like around other people and you're practicing your social skills. So it's like you can kind of say like, okay, well I guess I can eat junk food in this situation because it's part of the thing. Doesn't mean you have to eat the junk food. Nobody's forcing you to eat the potato chips. Okay, nobody's forcing you. That's all in your head. And so, like, you can eat carrots and like, broccoli instead. You can say yuck, but, like, you are what you eat, you know? So, like, you can learn how to like it. You don't like the taste, you like the benefits. It's the same thing. It's like when you want sex, but you don't really like going out on a date, but you go out on the date because you're anticipating the sex, and therefore you actually enjoy the date because you know that it leads to sex. Maybe. Anyway, physiological safety net. So physiological means like the body, the physical body. Psychological is the mind. So like the physiological safety net. So it's low impact, reducing risk. Okay, I already read that. Behavioral stickiness. So short sessions of 5 minutes bypass the quote unquote all or nothing mentality. Like when people do like a New Year's resolution, not New Year's revolution. That won't be televised. A New Year's resolution kind of mindset that people have, where they're going to the gym, they start hiking a mountain, and they're gonna hike that mountain 3 days a week after work, and they're gonna go. They're only gonna socialize at the gym, like all their friends are inviting them over for beers, and instead of doing that and not drinking a beer but going with them anyway, you go to the gym because those are your new friends, and it's but then it's like eventually you're like, I don't really like these people, I don't like the gym, I'm just gonna quit. The all or nothing mentality makes you end up with nothing. The self-help culture, the short just do 5 minutes. Like anybody can find 5 minutes, even if it's like right before you go to bed. You shouldn't do that, but like if that's all you have, because you are literally booked the entire day, which I don't believe, but it could be possible. So if you're booked the entire day, you could still find 5 minutes before you go to sleep or right after you wake up. Like, Jesus. Can be done in place. So like pacing at home during low motivation days. Like you don't have to go outside to do it. You should, but like not all the time. Supporting exercise, chair assisted bodyweight movements. So starting fit to stand. So builds like just you're sitting, then you stand, then you sit, and you stand. Like just sitting and standing in place. There's wall push-ups. I don't really do push-ups. See, that's like the new thing I'm doing. I've been starting doing push-ups to work my like my chest. Supposedly supposed to give me more breast definition. But also it's you need healthy pectoral muscles. I have like weak pectoral muscles. So it's in wall push-ups, it engages chest and shoulders. Why these over traditional strength training? Reduces embarrassment factor so you can perform it in private, avoiding gym anxiety. See, the whole gym anxiety really like gets people. Not everybody wants to go to the gym. Like maybe it's your whole life, like you've been working out for a while and you want to level up a little bit. Then you go to the gym and you can do additional workouts that are targeting very specific muscles and stuff. But not every, and also sometimes you can take classes at the gym, like take like a yoga class or Pilates, and those are good and stuff like that. Or you do like, maybe there's like a basketball group that meets like once a week to play basketball, and maybe you can use you do basketball as like a social thing. But like not everybody is like ready for that. Maybe if you've been working out for like a couple of years and you want to like step it up and like introduce more into your life. But you don't want to start out like that if you're starting from like binge watching YouTube for 12 hours a day, watching Twitch, and like eating like Taco Bell or Burger King all day, and like sugary sodas like Dr. Pepper or something. All these actually like really tasty drinks, but and really tasty junk food, but it is junk food, and it shouldn't be part of your diet. It should not be something you do every day. And also there's alternatives to sugary sodas. There's healthy versions of sodas, or at least not as dangerous versions if you're not ready for the healthy kinds. Some people, their palate just can't support that yet. But you get to a point where it's like if you basically just kind of like wean yourself off of sugar and also just flavoring in general, you eventually start to really appreciate the flavor. This is why I like black coffee, because I appreciate the flavor of the coffee beans. Like the natural, it's not even natural because it's like, been roasted. But even then it's like, it's still like, the raw like flavor of the roasted coffee beans. So it's like I like that flavor. I don't want to like, sometimes I'll like make it into like a different drink, like cream and sugar, but like even then I use stevia, or at the very least artificial sweeteners. But I generally try to avoid artificial sweeteners, and there's been a lot more research on those lately too. They lead to like heart problems, or like actually like increasing your appetite. But that's a whole different ballgame, and don't ever think that artificial sweeteners are good for you. You should never be in that mindset to begin with. It is an artificial sweetener. It's to make something sweet. It's not to make it healthy. However, stevia is known to help with managing diabetes. So stevia might be healthy, but at best, it's just a neutral sweetener that's a replacement for sugar. Sugar isn't like terrible, but you should not be having as much sugar as the United States pours into its livestock. Neuromuscular reactivation. So wakes up atrophied muscle groups without DOM, delayed onset muscle soreness, which often derails. But so if you do it and you like lift weights and stuff, you're gonna get like really sore the next day. But you could just do like 5 reps of like wall push-ups. Or like just do like sitting and standing. Like it engages muscles, and like as a beginner you're gonna have to take a long time. So it's like for the habit is gonna be the first 3 months. you're only going to go to 5 to 10 minute walks and 2 of those little micro workouts, like the sit stands and the wall push-ups. Like 3 months. That's all you need to do. Everything else that you do is gravy. Like whatever else you do, if nothing else, for the first 3 months, you go to 5 to 10 minute walks with those little super easy workouts that you don't even have to leave your computer to do. You could still work or play, whatever you're doing. You can integrate it into your current lifestyle. And then after like 3 to 6 months, you increase that to like 15 to 20 minutes, and then more like, you know, maybe you start lifting weights, like small ones. And then it levels up all your cells. Like your cells need to level up over time. They need to adapt themselves before you increase it. You don't start with 30-minute walks and full body strength. But even that, you should be going on 1 hour walks. But you don't start with 1 hour, you start with 5 minutes. And this 9 to 24 month, that's extreme. It might only take you 3 months to get to an hour. It might even take you only a month to get to an hour. You might already start out as an hour. It depends on where you are. You might start out with having difficulty just doing 5 minutes. Then maybe do 3 minutes or 1 minute. Don't ever use this as like gospel. Like you should always treat, the only thing you should treat as gospel is that you need to do something over time and gradually increase it. And your starting point is going to depend on where you're at. Critical psychological design, there's a non-zero day rule. Even 1 minute of walking counts, preventing self-shaming during setback. Because if you get up and you walk for 1 minute, you've already won. Because you're developing over time. If you have a setback, quote unquote, it's just 1 day. Now, if you have setback after setback after setback, you need to redesign your workout strategy. Environmental priming. Keep walking shoes visible and chairs uncluttered to reduce activation energy. Yeah, that one's kind of hard for me. I'm still trying to learn stuff like that. I'm this autistic person, but I can do stuff that's like very structured really well. Like stuff like exercise, I do really well. Because it's very straightforward and simple. There's no thinking involved. It's just like once you got it, your body remembers it and you just stick with it. There's nothing to it but to do it. That's what got me to my surgery. It's how I was able to get it back on the schedule. Was because I just went out there and I said nothing to it but to do it. I started running 2 to 3 days a week instead of just walking like 5 days a week. I was walking for an hour a day, except when I would either bicycle or run or go jogging. And I would have like 2 days a week of either jogging or bicycling. And I would bicycle for like 1 to 2 hours. It was very good for my mental health as well. It got me through that final stretch where it's like, it was either I get the surgery or I don't. It was all up to me. Do you understand? Like that's where I was. I was an insane person. I had one goal, was to get my surgery. For that entire like 2 or 3 months. It was like from November. It was supposed to be, the surgery was initially going to be at November 28th, but it got set back because my A1C was at 7.2 and I needed to get it down to 6.9 or below. And in a single month, I got retested in December, like December 1st, I got an A1C of 6.7, but I wasn't able to get back on the schedule until I got a phone call in January or February. I forget when, but I was still maintaining that level of fitness. I have no idea what my A1C was at when I went in for the surgery. It must have been even better. Like it may have been like 6.5 or like 6.3. You know, a 6.5 is like the highest for a non-diabetic within healthy range. So like the goal is 5.5. That's like a healthy non-diabetic individual. I don't know if it's possible for a diabetic to get there, but anything's possible. We don't know what's impossible. We only know what we can try to do, which is, you know, those are the people who are like, you see them, they're in like their 50s and they're going on triathlons and like they're always running or bicycling or walking or doing something. They're eating kale, like they're doing yoga, like they're in their 60s and 70s. They look like so healthy. I want to be one of those people because they look really happy and they look like they have like friends and like stuff to do. I don't want to be like 70 and like, you know, never leaving the house, you know. Like I don't want to, if I can help it, I don't want to get stuck with that for the. I have a choice now as a 37-year-old on how I want to live the rest of my life. And if I start now, and I already started, so it's like not like it's too late or anything. It's never too late. You know, unless you have like a condition that's like, you know, you'll never come back from, like somebody chopped off your head or something. This approach prioritizes neuroplasticity over caloric burn, creating a floor of movement that persists even if diet relapses. Unlike popular programs demanding 150 weekly minutes up front, it acknowledges the limbic system's resistance to abrupt change, making it more likely to endure long term. What are the psychological benefits in a person's overall life? And then, so like life, relationships, work, opportunities, etc. That enduring a lifestyle change that involves maintaining a floor of healthy nutritional intake and physical exercise. Physical exercise. Intake and a floor of nutritional intake and physical exercise. For a fictional person that you will describe as if this person were writing in a journal describing random pronoun. I'm just gonna say describing her life changes. Be as creative as possible with this fictional woman. She is 37 years old and draw from things I have told you within reason. To create an educational journal, fictitious journal entry to help explain the positive and potentially negative or neutral changes in a person's life once they commit to healthy lifestyle habit changes, focusing on maintaining the changes permanently over time rather than focusing so much on caloric burn. Let's see what happens when we do that prompt. Dude, that prompt's 10 times fast. Beginning analysis. Okay, here we go. Journal entry, April 19th, 2025. Subject, the unforeseen ripples of a floor lifestyle. Are you serious? 3 years ago, I committed to... Okay, this is a fictional entry, but from an AI, okay? 3 years ago, I committed to 2 non-negotiable daily habits. A 5-minute morning walk, even if it's just pacing my studio apartment, and 1 fist-sized vegetable with every meal. A fist-sized vegetable. Frozen peas count. Bless. What began as a desperate attempt to stop feeling like a quote-unquote failed self-improvement project has rewired my brain and life in ways I never anticipated. Relationships, the quiet revolution. Positive, social energy boost. Those 5-minute walks, they became my dopamine appetizer. I started saying yes to coffee invites instead of canceling. Met a filmmaker during a 7 a.m. dog walk who cast me in an indie short. My first non-porn acting gig. Conflict resilience. When my brother made that comment about my transition at Thanksgiving, I didn't spiral, just did wall push-ups in the bathroom. Felt my shoulders stabilize, literally and metaphorically. I think this AI knows a little too much about me. I said make a fictional person. Lost my comfort binge buddy, Sarah, who only wanted to stream shows while eating nachos. Replaced her with a queer hiking group. Less shared screen time and more shared sunsets. This is so corny. Work from survival to strategy. Okay, we're just gonna stop reading this. It's getting too personal. It's talking about my fate. I shouldn't have had it like draw from my past experience because I've shared things with the AI that are probably not like stuff we should talk about on stream. Whoa. Here I go. There she goes. There she goes again. Yeah, I just like going on and on and on talking about things that I shouldn't be talking about. Okay, so I can take the bishop. And I'm threatening checkmate, so you have to move the king out of the way. So I check. Either way, I think I start with just taking the bishop. I didn't even go further than that. I mean, it's not really anything I haven't talked about on stream before, but it's just like why bring stuff up, you know, why bring stuff up when you don't need to, you know? It's just like, it's stuff I've talked about on stream. But I shouldn't be talking about everything on stream. That's like a habit. It's not whether like I don't have to or not. It's like, I don't want to. Because people say, oh, it's your stream, you know, it's your life, you know, you can talk about your life story and like, oh, other people have talked about like much worse. And it's like, okay, but I don't want to make that, I want to make the choice not to. I'd rather keep some things private. And I think that's my right. Of course it's my right. Okay, so the only place you can move is here. Then do I just check, and then check, and regardless would have yeah, there we go, because then it's checkmate. Is the knight's guarding? I could just push the pawn. If you take the rook, I queen. If you can't take the pawn. If I check, you just take the pawn. Take the rook, queen, take the pawn. Then it's queen and rook endgame. It's still not easy, but it's still winning. It should be winning with this position. Could sacrifice the knight. Not threatening anything. I could just win. Just take the knight. Attack the bishop. But then I have this. Okay, so if I check... It's checkmate. Okay, queen and bishop. Knight's there. Take the knight. Rook or queen takes, and then check. What? Check. Pinning the bishop. Attacking the rook. Is there anything better? If I queen, rook takes. Oh, I guess not. Let's try it again. Okay. Let's analyze it. So if the rook takes... Oh, no, I'm in check. Oh, because it's check. Okay. Yeah, and then I just take the rook. Or probably, like, checkmate or something. Yeah, because that's checkmate, obviously. Because of the reveal check. I was, for some reason, thinking there wasn't a queen here. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what came over me. Yeah, because after this... I mean, it's still pretty good, but it's just like there's no reason to. And there's also like a reveal check here. Yeah, that's checkmate anyway. It says losing for black. I don't know. And then the other one. Yeah, what was this all about? Oh, just trade the queen. Why am I... I did not even, like, consider trading queens. I was like, the queen is guarding that. I can just trade. And you gotta, like, go here, maybe? Either way, like... Black is up a piece. Okay, and the other one was just a misclick. We already solved it. You take with the rook. I accidentally played rook h7. It was just a misclick. Okay, now let's just play some casual games. Let's play some 3-2. Two-second increment. Play the Ruy Lopez. Castle early. Being cutted. Maybe just develop D4. I should have traded first. Okay, Because now I'm threatening you have to take... Pretty sure this is okay. Offer a queen trade. Accepted. Offer a knight trade. Take it. Move the bishop to... Yeah, let's just get it in front of the pawn here. Or behind the pawn. Yeah, it makes d7 a target. I don't have a light squared bishop, so that's like not dangerous. Okay, let's get the other rook activated. Get it behind this pawn. Okay, let's go back here. Dark squares should be safe. Light squares defended by rook. Okay, now I can challenge this pawn. If you take with the rook, take with the rook, take with the bishop, take the pawn. Okay, so took with the bishop instead. Challenge the pawns. But now if you move the bishop, I take the rook. Okay, oh. Move the king towards the center. Retreat. Here's your pawn. Okay, massive repositioning going on. Okay, it forces to help me move my king. And now okay. I want to prevent the king from getting to e4. That'll do it. King e3 guards e4. Pawns guarding d4. This pawn is guarding e5. This pawn is guarding f5. So the king can't make any advancements as long as the king's here. And it's a dark square, so light squared bishop cannot check. Okay, I can push another pawn to a dark square. I might even be able to do that eventually, but then that permanently weakens f5, and eventually the king can come in this way, but as long as I put my king on f3, but it's a light square. Bishop can check on the long light diagonal, at the very least. So pushing that pawn, not recommended. Let's start pushing these pawns. How about I check and I win a bishop? Oh, I need to get the king over here somehow. Oops. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh god, this is terrible. Yeah, I lose. Uh-oh. Screwed up the end game. There we go. That's bad. There's a better move here? Probably here. Developing the bishop, and it's the best move. This is about even, plus 0.26. Allows the opponent to win material by trapping a piece. How about this rook instead? That's excellent. Plus 0.46. The best move is just challenging the rook. For the open file? Okay, I've overlooked an opportunity. This is plus 0.35, so it's not bad. You overlooked an opportunity to win material by trapping a piece. So what was the trap here? Oh, it was this. Yeah. Rook is gonna be traded off, losing the exchange for black. Equal trade. Okay, I'm losing a rook. So maybe I should take the open file? That's minus 0.35. It's still not bad. But what can I do better? Maybe just move the rook up? Solid choice. This is minus 0.09. What's the best? This is just a dead even game. 0.00. A5. Just getting a pawn out there. And oh, you know, because obviously A2 is being targeted by the bishop with a reveal check. Not a reveal check. You don't want to do that because then you just lose a rook, but still, you get the king here, and then you can attack the pawn. Now that's no longer possible. I mean, maybe you can go here, but you'd have to get the king here first. And you can win a rook here tactically with a check. And it's completely winning for white. I mean for black. Okay, what did it say about f4? We need to go back. You missed opportunity to block an attack on a vulnerable pawn. I guess just a4? Losing a rook. Oh, it's the same thing as before. Blocks the attack. And then now I can't. At least black can't trade off the rooks with a reveal check. Or I can't do the reveal check. Because the pawn will just take. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, reveal check. It's not a reveal check with the rook, it's a reveal attack on the rook. Yeah, okay, this is a critical position. The only move that works? Yeah, and here, missed an opportunity to punish a mistake. Oh, that's what I was thinking too. Just prevents the pawn from pushing. You're gonna bring the king in. Something's gonna go down. Oh, this is a lot of check. Which is like what happened. There we go, that prevents the check. Then I screwed up. There's a free pawn here. Now black's like completely winning, but this is a blunder. This leaves the pawn without defenders. There was only one good move here, and black did not spend enough time trying to find it. There. And then this is just losing a bishop. Yeah, it's just over. Maybe one more game. We've been live for 2 hours. There's like one more game and then we'll call it. Okay, I'm just making sure my stream showed the game because sometimes like it cuts it off or something. Let's just play the Bishop's opening. In Vienna, after Berlin. How about I play H5? H4, I mean? Play the knight low. Put the bishop to the question. Move the bishop here. Might be able to push pawn. And then okay, here we go. And because of the knight and the queen, I can then now push here. Move the bishop if you don't take the trade. Okay, now I'm targeting G7. Let's put the queen behind the pawn. Then it's facing the king. Uh-oh. I'm gonna move the bishop back. Well, attack the knight. Okay, okay, I'm attacking this pawn. It's just castle, just because. Hey, Lennon White. How you doing? I don't really have the light on. Just kind of having a chillax music chess stream. Just kind of relaxed. No stress. I think I should just take the knight. The rook's gonna come in and pin the knight. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just needed to guard it from the bishop. And then it opens up my rook. But the pawn's gonna take. Oh, but then I take... If the bishop takes, it's an even trade pretty much. Okay, here we go. I can take this pawn. Like, first of all, I can take this pawn. And now I can make threaten checkmate. Okay, well, here we go. Well, that was good. Chess is the gymnasium of the mind. Yeah, it makes you go cray-cray. Not really. It's up to the individual. It has nothing to do with chess. Don't blame chess on people going cray-cray. There's so many things, like, they might just be, like, schizophrenic or something, or autistic. And then there's environmental factors, like they might have been born in, like, 1776 without access to stockfish. I feel like I played okay. I feel like this is a mediocre follow-up I did. Okay, so black should have just maybe attacked the rook. Oh no, I gotta save the bishop, but maybe just move the bishop back. Especially since there's a queen on the same file as the king, but you're gonna castle. I could have trapped a piece. Oh, I just moved the queen in. Okay. Yeah, eventually you capture it. Losing a knight? That is what happened. And then this is just checkmate. I think you had to play here. Or here. Yeah, and then I'm just up a bishop. Oops. Anyway, that was fun. Let's start in the morning off with some random chess. Not expected it, but I sometimes do try to, just, go live. Just because. Yeah, kind of a chill morning stream.